Hi everybody, my name is Shelby. I hope everybody is having a good week and a good start to the program as well. A little bit about me is I am from Bakersfield, California. I am currently a crisis counselor with the county that I live in. This means that I take mental health crisis calls, which can be anything that ranges from thoughts of suicide to any type of emotional distress that is negatively impacting a person's life, to mental health resources. So that can be, higher level of care for crisis services or just where to even start mental health services. And through my county's mental health department, we are also contracted through 90-Day Lifeline. So I will take phone calls from there, and I do have a designated shift where I am solely on 90-Day text and chat platforms. So while I can be talking to someone very local to me, I can also be talking to somebody all up and down California and even at times across the country. And so with that, I was really thinking about what I wanted to do after the social work program. And I knew right away I wanted to continue my work with crisis and suicide prevention. I think those are very important within mental health services because there's so much awareness that we can bring to our communities. We can support the person who is in crisis, and we can even support the people who are supporting the person in crisis. Sometimes, it is very scary to ask that question of, are you having thoughts of suicide? And I want to, help bring awareness to communities that it is okay to have these conversations and it's not going to put that thought into somebody's head. So that is something that I do want to continue doing after the program does end. And when I was looking at the modules for this week and the resources that were, brought to our attention, I knew right away which one would be the one I would turn to, which is the ASU Writing Center. When I speak and when I write, I have no filter sometimes. I don't know when to stop the sentence and start a new one because I feel like I just have so much to say. And so when I was looking at the website for the ASU Writing Center, I noticed that they did have the proofreading and editing strategies, and I knew right away that would be something I would be using. And also, they are available 6 days a week through Zoom, so I knew, I can go straight there anytime if I make an appointment to talk with somebody and make sure that my writing is very professional and it does, come off that I do know how to, break down my sentences. And I did also do the social media checklist. When I did Google myself, the only two things that did pop up for me were my LinkedIn, which I made sure was up to date and represented who I am in my, professional setting. And I also was brought up with my MPI number, which shows that I am registered to be able to work in the mental health field. So the next thing on our module this week was the quality of life scale. While I was going through it, I wanted to make sure that I really thought about my job and how I really felt about it, my support, and just the whole general of it, so I could answer it very honestly. And so when it did come to my compassion satisfaction scale, I did rate at a 44, which was on the higher end. So this means that I do find a lot of satisfaction from my job. I love being able to help people and giving them that space to be able to be heard. The next one was the burnout scale. I did rate at a 22, which was on the lower end because I am very lucky that I do have very supportive colleagues and a very supportive supervisor. When we had a rough call over the night, anything like that, he does pull us into his office and he checks in with us, make sure that we're doing okay and that we are being able to cope with our job and the things that do come along with it. And then the secondary traumatic stress scale, I rated at a 17, which is also on the lower end as well. That one did surprise me because I do hear very traumatic events with our callers that do call in or, things that do happen on the line when we're talking with them. But I think it does go back to having a very good support system within the work field and also being able to compartmentalize that I can leave my job at my job and I can go home and still be able to enjoy, anything I do after outside of work. But yeah, that is a little bit about me, and I hope everybody everybody has a good weekend and have a good one.